Hello everyone, I'm Marcus Yamamoto, and today we're going to be looking at the results for CYL4. Now before we begin, I just want to mention that there's going to be some spoilers for 3 houses, so if you want to see my picks, please skip to this timestamp here. Now without further ado, let's begin. So the number 1 male is Dimitri, and honestly I'm actually really happy that he won, because as I've said in my legendary Celica summoning video, Blue Lions is by far the best path because of its theming, which involves chivalry, honor. It does have a few dark moments, but overall it's a really good path. And in second place is Claude, of course, he is the meme lord, but he does have a really good path, which is about a ragtag team of misfit clowns who become unlikely heroes, and in the end, bring all walks of life together. So I'm sure Phoenix is really happy about that. Now for the first place in the female division, it is of course Edelgard, which of course should not be a surprise. I honestly have 3 theories as to why people love Edelgard. The first and obvious one being that she was the first lord revealed in E3, so of course, you know, it's love at first sight. The second theory, and this might be a little bit contradicting, is that people don't really trust Rhea because they think that she's evil. Which is reasonable, because in Japanese games, angels are usually portrayed as villains, as seen with games like Bayonetta, Final Fantasy, Persona, but at the same time, a bit harsh to judge someone you just met. Now, what makes this contradicting is that if you've seen the online statistics for the person who gets the most gifts, Rhea is usually number 1, because you can actually support and marry her. And I feel like people did this because they just got curious, or they did this as a sick meme, or they actually just took back about what they said and actually love her. Way to go, hypocrites. And the third theory, and I think this might be the more convincing one, is that Edelgard is of the Rudolph archetype, meaning that she's a dictator. But what makes her unique, aside from being a female, is that you get to side and play with her. Essentially, you get to experience what it's like to fight with a dictator. And I'm assuming that people love her just as much as any villainous dictator like Darth Vader, so that might be the reason why people love her. I have heard that some people actually don't love her, and I completely agree with them. And yeah, that's all I have to say. I don't really like her in any way, so there's your number 1. But for number 2 is Lysithea, and honestly, I'm really happy she won, because to be completely honest, I thought she would have been placed in either 4 or 6, but she actually won. And you guys know how much I love Lysithea. She hits like a nuclear bomb, she has way more utility, especially as a dancer, and plays a pretty important role in all the routes. Plus, her backstory is probably the most saddest because of how she has 2 crests, if you've read her supports, with Edelgard and even Byleth. So honestly, she deserves second place way more than any other waifu. And also, it's really refreshing to have a CYL winner that isn't essentially a main character. And you guys can definitely expect a serious summoning video for this CYL banner, because I'm definitely gonna try to get Lysithea and Dimitri. Now, before we begin on speculating on the Brave alts, I just want to say that I have a feeling that we will probably be getting legendary alts of the 3 house leaders. And usually with these legendary alts, they're usually in their promoted classes, but they're most likely going to be in their war arc designs with their hero relics. So I imagine Edelgard is going to be an Axe Knight that pretty much outclasses Surtur and Legendary Hector in every way, shape, or form, with or without distant counter. Dimitri's probably going to be a Lance Fighter, hopefully have high BST, and Claude is most likely going to be a Bowwiver. And also, as seen in this image that I'm presenting here, Lysithea will be added into heroes before she gets her Brave Alt. So she's most likely going to be a light mage since she is of the Lindy archetype, and the requirements to recruiting her does involve faith magic. So I'm canceling all summoning videos until Lysithea gets added into the game. Well, you know, unless they make a Awakening or Fates banner, that is. So for the Brave alt, I imagine that Dimitri is going to dress like his father and probably be a cavalier. For Edelgard, she's probably going to dress like her father. She could probably be a Dark Knight or probably wield the Sword of Saros. For Claude, he's probably going to dress like his grandfather and wield an axe or the Sword of Big Alt. And for Lysithea, she's most likely going to be either a Warlock or a Grimoire, probably have Thunderbrands because she does have a hidden talent in swords. This is obviously just speculation, but who knows at this point. So in third place we have Marth, yet again, for the third time. But you know what? It's perfect, because it's motherfucking 3 houses, so he deserves it. But hey, maybe next time, right? And we also have Bernadetta. Now, I know a lot of people wanted Bernadetta, and I completely agree. She is a really good unit and a good character, has a very compelling backstory. But honestly, Lysithea deserves second place because, like, Bernadetta may have been abused and traumatized by her father, but she doesn't have 2 crests, or has a short lifespan. So, yeah. But hopefully, Bernadetta can be added into Fae sooner or later. In fourth place, we have Crom. Not surprising, he is pretty popular. Hopefully he can get a legendary ult soon. And we have female Byleth. Now, I think the reason why she's fourth may have something to do with Smash, but I'm not too certain myself. In fifth place, we have Seliph and Erica. So, poor bad boy and poor waifu did not make it in. And I kind of feel bad for Erica, but not really much for Seliph, because it's pretty much been confirmed that FE4 is a complete and utter failure. Don't deny it, you know it's true. In sixth place, we have Felix and Plumeria. Now, Felix, I'm actually happy he at least made it in the top 10, because obviously, if you've seen my stream, you know how much I praise Felix a lot. He's such a good unit and a really relatable character, and pretty much he can be used to clear the entirety of the game quickly. Now for Plumeria, I'm imagining that people voted her to be the next Loki, but of course I do have a feeling that she's probably going to be added into Fae as a playable character, probably after book 4. In 7th and 8th, we have Byleth and Robin. Honestly, I'm happy that they're in 7th and 8th. And we also have Dorothea and Marianne. Honestly, I was thinking that Dorothea would be in 2nd place considering how popular she is, but nope! Lysithea pretty much outclasses Dorothea in every way. She's a pretty good character, has a compelling backstory, but honestly, Lysithea is much better than Dorothea. But hey, at least she's in lucky number 7. Same thing with Marianne, she's in lucky number 8, so that's something. And for 9 and 10, we have Ashe and Sylvain. They are pretty good characters, very charming, and it does make sense for people to want to vote for the baby boy and the problem child too. And again, as I've said, Blue Lines is definitely the best path. Now for the females, it's Awakening Anna and Hilda. Now for the Awakening Anna, I'm really confused as to why people vote for this iteration of Anna compared to the other ones. Like, it's not that she's that bad, I'm just really baffled because in my opinion, the Awakening Trickster design is probably the worst looking class in the game. I mean, if people voted Awakening Anna because this was their first Anna that they met, that makes sense, but honestly, I think that the Fates Anna is much better. But who knows, maybe people don't enjoy seeing Anna's cleavage. Speaking of cleavage, let's move on to Hilda. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I really don't find Hilda all that sexually appealing, or appealing in any way, shape, or form. I know she's a very powerful unit, but I just find her extremely boring. Like, if you saw me play in the Golden Deer route, all I did was pair up with Lorenz and that was pretty much it. Not much investment, didn't really care about her that much. You know, if you love her, that's fine, but as for me, there are, like, better waifus to love, like Lysithea, for that matter. You know, big boobies don't always mean important stuff, you know. So, that's your top 10, and now I'm going to show you my picks. And here are my votes. So, for the first day, I picked Soth, which probably was not a really good idea. But honestly, I really want Sol to have an ult. Like, even if he turns out to be the worst unit, I will still build him up and use him frequently. That's how much I love Soth. So if I didn't pick Soth, I probably would have either picked Geralt or Lambert. For the second day, I voted for Shamir. If you guys have seen my Blue Lines playthrough, you know how much I absolutely love Shamir. I love a waifu who's edgy and badass. For the third day, I voted for Flame because she's just a precious, adorable Maria archetype waifu. For the fifth day, I voted for Felix. For the sixth, I voted for Lysithea. For the seventh, I voted for Leonie. I really want her to be in this game. I love her a lot, just as much as Shamir. And for the final day, I voted for Dimitri because after seeing the midterms, I decided that I should support the Blue Lions. And those are my picks. So what are your thoughts on the winners and my picks? Let me know in the comments down below. And with that being said, I shall see you guys next time. Bye-bye!